Do you ever leave a conversation and replay it for hours? Not necessarily because there was drama, but because your mind is constantly scanning for meaning. You notice a subtle facial expression, a micro movement that felt off. You catch the awkward pauses, the delicate tone shift that no one else seems to notice. And while everyone else moves on, you're still analysing what it meant. If this is you, you're not broken. Deep thinking isn't just intelligence, it's sensitivity, depth, seeing layers that most people walk right past. But that same gift can become a trap, a burden you know all too well. Today, I want to explain the psychology of deep thinkers, why you feel so intense, why the world feels so loud, and how to make your mind work for you instead of against you. Point 1. Metacognition and the default mode network. Psychologically speaking, deep thinkers operate with an unusually high level of trait introspection. Their brains are highly active in what neuroscientists call the default mode network, a system associated with reflection, imagination, and connecting memories into meaning. For the average person, an event is just an event. A conversation is just words exchanged. But for a deep thinker, every input is instantly run through an internal filter. They don't just feel an emotion, they stand outside of it, observe it, and ask, why did this trigger me? What is the cause of this reaction? They are constantly drawing the geography of their own minds. That inner dialogue is so rich and so demanding that surface-level small talk can feel genuinely exhausting. It's not that you hate people, you just don't want to spend precious energy on shallow conversation, when your mind naturally craves depth. Point 2. Existential awareness versus anxiety. There's a profound difference between being an overthinker and being a deep thinker. An overthinker gets trapped in anxious rehearsal, obsessing over what might go wrong, replaying an embarrassing moment, scanning the future for threats. It's thought-driven by fear. A deep thinker can still worry, but their mind naturally goes deeper than the worry itself. They question the essence of time, the shifting nature of relationships, the hidden motives driving human behavior. It's the difference between shallow panic and profound awareness. And because they see life with more nuance, they stop believing in simple black and white stories. They notice how fear disguises itself as anger, and how pride can mask insecurity. Once you see that, you can't unsee it. Which is why deep thinkers often become quieter over time. Not because they have nothing to say, but because they've learned most people don't want the full explanation. They want the simple version. Point 3. The burden of pattern recognition. When you observe the world this deeply, your brain becomes a highly sensitive pattern-recognizing machine. You notice the slight delay in someone's text. You catch the passive-aggressive shift in a coworker's tone. You spot the early red flags in a relationship or friendship, long before any visible cracks begin to show. You can see the trajectory of a situation because you're connecting dots that everyone else ignores. But when you try to voice your concern, what happens? They look at you and say, "You're overthinking it." They call you a pessimist. They tell you you're reading too much into it, that you're too sensitive, that you're looking for problems. But the frustrating truth is, you're not being pessimistic. You're not inventing problems out of thin air. You're simply noticing patterns and calculating where they lead. It's an incredibly lonely experience. It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion, knowing exactly how it ends, and realizing that if you pull the alarm, you'll be blamed for ruining the peace. So you swallow your warnings. You bite your tongue. You let people make mistakes you already saw coming. And you carry the heavy, silent burden of knowing how the story ends, before the first chapter is even finished. So what's the solution? If you're the observer type, you don't need to be less aware. You need to become less available to what isn't yours. Because the real problem isn't that you notice too much, it's that you treat everything you notice as a responsibility. You feel the shift in someone's mood, and your brain assumes, fix it. You sense tension in a room, and your nervous system says, manage it. You spot a pattern in someone, and your mind thinks, warn them, save them, prevent it. But here's the rule that changes everything. Observation is not obligation. Detachment isn't apathy. Detachment is boundaries for your attention. Step 1. Name what's yours and what isn't. Ask yourself, is this my emotion or am I picking up theirs? Is this my problem to solve or simply my problem to witness? Do I have control here or just awareness? If it's only awareness, your job is not to intervene. Your job is to stay regulated. Step 2. Stop mind reading. Start evidence checking. Observer minds are amazing at reading patterns, but when you're tired, pattern reading turns into story building. So use one filter. Fact versus interpretation. Fact. They replied 4 hours later. Interpretation. They're mad at me. Fact. Their tone changed. Interpretation. They don't respect me. When you catch yourself spiraling, say, I don't have enough evidence yet. That sentence creates space between you and the story. Step 3. Build an emotional firewall. The 10% rule. You can care 10% about what isn't yours, but not 80%. Meaning, you can acknowledge someone's mood without absorbing it. You can be kind without becoming responsible. You can notice the red flag without letting it dominate your nervous system. Say internally, I see it and I'm not stepping into it. Step 4. Use micro-boundary scripts so you don't leak energy. If your energy drains through over-explaining, fixing or proving, use short lines. I hear you. That makes sense. I'll think about it. I'm not available for that right now. I hope it works out. These protect you because they don't invite debate. Long explanations are open doors. Short responses are boundaries. Step 5. Detach through the body, not more thinking. You can't think your way out of nervous system activation. Drop your shoulders. Exhale longer than you inhale. Unclench your jaw. Feel your feet on the ground. Then ask, what is the next calm action? Not the next perfect thought, the next calm action. Step 6. Choose your circle of responsibility. Inner circle, people you support deeply. Outer circle, people you stay polite with. Outside circle, people you observe from a distance. That's not cruelty, that's emotional hygiene. So, if you want to protect your energy, don't try to stop noticing, just stop carrying. You can observe the pattern without becoming the caretaker of the pattern. And that's how the observer mind becomes peaceful, without becoming numb.